Chapter 8. Preparing for the exit test. Audio script 9. Good morning and welcome to the final lecture of the English for Medicine course. I hope you found the course both interesting and informative. Using the subjects of anatomy and physiology, the course should have provided you with some of the specialised language needed to interact within an English-speaking academic and professional environment, particularly that of medicine. The course will also have helped you to further your general academic skills in not only reading and writing, but also listening and speaking. You've listened to a variety of materials ranging from DVD clips to short lectures, which focused on the specific subjects covered in the chapters. It's important that you continue as an independent learner to listen to as much spoken English as possible. Learning, as we all know, is not just a classroom activity. It can take place anywhere. For example, when watching a movie in English or when listening to the news from an English-speaking radio station or website. Both are useful ways to learn new vocabulary and its pronunciation. With regard to speaking, you've worked in pairs and small study groups to produce dialogues and presentations appertaining to your particular field of study. From this, the importance of using appropriate language and style of communication has been defined. Again, from an independent perspective, you should try to speak as much English as possible. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. It's normal and natural and is the best way to learn. Tips on presentation style, structure and content have also been covered. Presentations are a very important part of the academic process. Learning how to present effectively is a skill that you should continue to practice in order to give you confidence when speaking in front of an audience. With a presentation, it's important to remember that practice makes perfect. Show your presentation to your family and friends, or you could even practice yourself in front of a mirror. This isn't as crazy as it sounds. On your next English for Medicine course, the focus will be on looking at full-length academic articles and reports. Your teachers will guide you on the structure of an article and a report, effective reading strategies and appropriate writing styles. The articles and reports will be about actual studies carried out by specialists in their given fields. By clearly examining these works, you'll be able to see for yourselves the requirements of a professional text. In one of the chapters you've just completed, the skill of producing an abstract was introduced. On the next course, this will be covered in far greater detail. The abstract is arguably one of the most important parts of any academic output, as it offers the reader a clear overview of an article or a report. You'll also be required to take an exam. This will test both your written and spoken English. There'll also be listening and reading elements. Exam technique is important, so you should pay particular attention to it. For example, read the rubric, that is, the instructions, carefully. Write what is actually required, not merely something you have pre-learnt. Before you write, make a brief plan of the content. Make sure it has an introduction, a main body and a conclusion. Write complete, coherent and cohesive paragraphs using a variety of connecting words to make your work easy to understand. Give yourself enough time to check your work at the end so that you can correct any mistakes or make any alterations to your text. If you can't remember a particular word, don't worry. Simply use another one that you think would be appropriate. When speaking, listen carefully to the interviewer's questions. Speak slowly, but not too slowly, and clearly. If you're not sure what's required of you, politely ask the interviewer to repeat the question. It's not a good idea to pre-learn passages of written text on a specific subject, as it makes your spoken English sound very unnatural. In any case, the examiner will change the topic if you do this. Strategies can also be used to cope with both reading and listening tests. When listening, try to predict the answer. You can do this by carefully looking at the rubrics and questions. Try to guess the type of information or word to listen for. For example, is it a name, a number, an adjective, or a verb? As with the writing test, you must read the instructions very carefully and then skim and scan the text for both general meaning and specific information. If some of the vocabulary is unfamiliar, try to work out what it means by focusing on the whole sentence or paragraph. Sometimes the word's meaning can be understood by studying the more familiar words around it or the way that the word is used. It may be a noun, verb, adverb, or adjective. I'm sure you'll all do well. As I said before, read the instructions carefully and work steadily. Don't worry about speaking. Try to relax and do your best. The examiners aren't there to criticise or mock your performance. They just want to see whether you can communicate in an appropriate fashion. Anyway, good luck in your exams and on your next course. If you need any help, please don't hesitate to talk to your teachers. If you wish to discuss anything with me, you're more than welcome to do so. My office hours are on my door, and you can also send me an email to arrange an appointment. Well, thank you very much, and see you again soon.